Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Vesta in the 5th house in a natal chart. Well, Vesta, where it is placed in a natal chart, can show where we have that strong power of concentration and concentration of power, where we generally will not allow extraneous things to interfere with what we're doing in our task at hand. And it shows also where we could have very strong, tremendous focus. And when you have Vesta in the 5th house, well, that focus and power of concentration of power can be shown in matters connected with children if you do have them. It could be shown in creative endeavors. This could be shown also in things that are of fun and amusement, whether you're going to amusement parks or playing board games. It just things that are enjoyable for you, for matters connected with love. Even getting attention and notoriety and recognition. Those are things where you could put a lot of that focus in, and even matters connected with gambling and speculation, which is not necessarily bad if it's in moderation, and if you're actually winning, of course, and you're doing it in a legal place, and if it's legal wherever you're doing it. So anyway, where Vesta is located in your natal chart can also show that rationalized or analyzed sexual partner, that you may desire due to rationalization. And if you have Vesta in the 5th, this could be somebody that could be you may select that's very romantic, that emphasizes love very strongly, somebody that could be very creative, but it can also be perhaps childlike. This is the house of children, of course, and the person might be somewhat whimsical and childlike. Also, a person might be somewhat risk-taking and audacious. This is the house connected with gambling and speculation, of course, and somebody risk-taking. And remember that this is also the house of Leo, so there may be some Leo-like undercurrents. So the person that you may select that through that rationalization process could also be somebody that might be very extroverted, gregarious, flamboyant, and somebody that's attention-seeking. Now, also, where Vesta is placed in our natal chart can show where we have strong powers of devotion and dedication. If you have Vesta in your 5th house, this could be tied in with your hobbies, things that are connected with fun, amusement, enjoyment, creativity, matters associated with romance, love, children, and games as well, which of course encompasses a lot of different things, whether it's video games, board games, going to an arcade, just whatever games that you may be interested in. Also, it could be with sports as well. And when I was younger, before I succumbed to irrevocable damage, before I succumbed to irrevocable nerve damage to my arms, I used to be very active in recreational sports. I do have Vesta in the 5th house, and I think it's interesting that this was something where I showed a lot of that devotion to, maybe a little bit too much so. And the thing about it is you got to be careful where you have Vesta in your natal chart, because it could show where you could be very it's the area where you could be strongly dominated by, and sometimes I think it can take you away from other things in your life. So that might actually may take precedence at times. So anyway, well, where Vesta is located in our natal charts can also show where we want to be infallible and perfect, where at least we want to be as close to perfect as possible. Hardly anybody is perfect or infallible in any way, shape, or form, but this is the area where we often want to be as close to that as possible. And of course, if you have Vesta in the 5th house, this could be connected with matters with children, hobbies, speculative things, and matters with love and romance. You may want to really do things in the best way you can for people that are involved in your romantic life. So anyway, also where Vesta is located in our natal charts can show where we don't want to be restricted. In Vesta in the 5th house, this could be areas connected with fun, with our creative endeavors, and matters connected with love and romance, and matters with our children as well, if you do have children, of course, if applicable. So anyway, also where Vesta is placed on our natal charts can show where we have to often at some point extricate ourselves and escape from time to time, because a lot of it being attributed to the fact that we may often expend an abundance of energy in that area where Vesta is located in our natal chart. So we have to get away to make sure that we get our energy, we can get our energy back. And energy could be dissipated or depleted if we don't escape from time to time from that area where Vesta is Vesta is located in our charts by sign and by house position. Now, it's also important to look at the sign that Vesta is in your natal chart, as this could impact the delineation description. Now, I have Vesta in Virgo in my 5th house in my natal chart, so I'm getting a little bit of both. I'm getting a lot of this dedication to work to some degree, being in Virgo, but also enjoyment. So it could be things that I do that are work related that I do enjoy. Also, in my case, this could be connected with analytical, intellectual amusement and enjoyment. And you know, when I do the astrology videos, I feel I'm pretty analytical with that. And many of you know that I do those football prediction videos during the football season, of course. And a lot of this could be connected with extrapolation of data and me trying to project the stats in my mind. And it's also, it's a lot of analysis that goes into that, and it's something that's enjoyable as well for me. And it's also connected with sports, so I found that very interesting. I think that fits me perfectly to a T, that Vesta in Virgo in the 5th house. I mean, that's really where I show a lot of that strong dedication to. So anyway, it's also important to look at the aspects, if any, that are made to Vesta in the 5th house, as this could impact the description delineation as well. Now, let's say if you have the Sun or even Mars makes a positive aspect to your Vesta in the 5th house, let's say it makes a sextile or trine, this could show where you're putting a lot of positive energy and vitality into whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you may be dedicated to. It might be where it's 5th house related, I should say. It could show a lot of energy connected with vitality that you're able to use in matters where you're very strongly dedicated, perhaps to children or anything else 5th house related, or sports. It could show, like for example, a lot of vitality and energy. It would show a lot of dedication, for example, and energy perhaps related to sports, to something of a creative nature or endeavor, so, or some hobby, or something that just in general that might be of amusement to you. Now, another example would be, let's say that Pluto makes an adverse aspect to your Vesta in your 5th house. Let's say Pluto makes a square opposition or even an inconjunct to it. This could be a person that might be overly obsessed and fixated with things of fun and enjoyment, or maybe it could even indicate, in some cases, given that this is the house of gambling and speculation, this could be somebody that's so dedicated and devoted to gambling that might even make one a compulsive gambler. So those are some things to look at as far as Vesta in the 5th house goes. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Vesta in the 5th house in a natal chart, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about Vesta in the 6th house in a natal chart. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.